The AirPods second generation are here, but are the original AirPods still worth it in 2019? Let's get started with this video right now. So it took about 2 years for Apple to upgrade them, of course, to bring some new features and some new stuff and bring the second generation of this product, which, to be honest, isn't really something extraordinary. We expected a lot more. I mean, just think about it. What everything do we have new on the second generation? We have wirelessly charging case, which in case you would really want, you can buy it separately without the AirPods for $79. And also we got new activation of Siri using your voice, so you just say, "Hey Siri," and you can start talking to her right away without double tapping the side of the AirPod, which is definitely something you would be able to live without. I mean, it's not anything extraordinary and it's just a simple addition to the features. We also have the addition of the speed to this device, which means that in case you are switching between devices and in case you are using your iPhone, iPad and Apple Watch at the same time and you want to switch the AirPods between these, it's gonna be a lot faster. But again, it's not anything that would change the way you use the AirPods. I mean, it's technically not a new feature, it's just a speed bump and performance increase. It's nothing really that would change the way AirPods work. So now the question is if this is actually worth it, or is it even worth buying it because we don't have anything new? Of course there is something, and if you want to know what exactly and everything in detail, I made a dedicated video just about that. It's gonna be linked down below in the description, so take a look at it, feel free to check it out and check out all of the new features of the AirPods too, but most of them were mentioned here in the video as well. So if the problem is that you are thinking about buying whether the AirPods first or second generation, I can assure you that you're not gonna lose a lot if you go ahead and decide to get the first and original generation of the AirPods. Like I say, there are many new improvements in the second gen and the sound quality is gonna be pretty much the same. Of course, we would have to test it out in person, but it's not gonna be anything extraordinary. And if you are thinking about buying AirPods versus some other brands of some wireless earphones, then what options do you have? What alternatives are there? First of all, you can get the Samsung Galaxy Earbuds. I mean, we'll probably use a Samsung device with this. These earphones were sort of meant to be like a direct competitor for the AirPods with the way they work, with the case they come in, with the magnetic case that closes the way the AirPods close. I mean, I consider it to be a copy, of course. Make your own opinion about it. I haven't tested out the quality yet, but I can tell that they wanted to go for this look. Of course, they are shipped with the Samsung Galaxy S10. They are already in a box, which means that the internet and eBay, Craigslist are full of these earbuds and full of people that want to get rid of them just because they don't use them. Of course, Apple will never put AirPods in the box of an iPhone, which would make a lot more sense for many people since the price of a brand new iPhone is more than $1,000. It would only make sense to include some wireless earphones and not the cable earpods. The other option that you have in case you don't want to go fully wireless, you can also buy the Beats X wireless, which also come with the strap connecting these two earphones, which means that it's a lot safer and there's a smaller probability that you will lose them. Of course, I also thought about it and I was worried about losing my AirPods, which luckily did not happen, but I have to admit that it's really easy to have them in your ears. I mean, they don't fall out at all. They sit perfectly. I can run, I can jog, I can skip the jump rope and they still fit there without any movement, so I am definitely satisfied with the way they fit. Of course, for other people it may be different, but for me it is really good. So the Beats should work really well, especially when they are optimized for Apple as well, but they will work for other devices too, including Android smartphones. One thing that I also want to say is that you shouldn't really fall for the AirPods that you can see on Wish, for example, for $1 or $3. I mean, this obviously will not work. You can take a look at them and you can buy them for fun, but don't rely on these. I mean, of course, you can't expect them to work properly. And also, there is an interesting rumor going around that Apple is planning on releasing overhead earphones with their branding, like original from Apple, so we don't know for sure. We of course have some unconfirmed information about it, but that would be definitely great. I would be really glad to test it out because the quality isn't huge. I mean, the sound quality isn't really comparable to this big overhead earphones. So I would say the AirPods sound really well, but only for this form factor. The battery life on these bad boys is really good. I mean, I didn't really have a problem that I ran out of battery because every time the battery is coming close to the bottom, you can hear a sound effect in your ear. Depending on which AirPod is running low on battery, you will hear the specific sound. You're gonna get used to it, and then you simply put it back to the box and then wait just a couple of minutes, and then you get additional hours of listening time, which is really great. You just take the lightning connector and put it to the wall, and it's gonna take really just not a long time until the AirPods and the case are fully charged. If you want to keep track of this, then of course bring your iPhone and take a look at it. Take a look at what it looks like. If you open up the box, in the battery section, you can see that I got 100% battery of the AirPods and 80% of the box. As you can see, I opened up the case and everything popped up immediately. I mean, this is the great thing about the AirPods. Everything works so seamlessly, just like the entire Apple ecosystem. Like I say, if you have MacBook, if you have multiple products from Apple, then you will not regret buying the AirPods, even the first generation in 2019. Like I say, if you would really like the Hey Siri feature, and if you would really notice that you don't have wireless charging on the AirPods case, then go for the second gen. But if not, the first generation is gonna be really sufficient for you and you will not regret it. In case you have about $100 left and you want to use them, then the AirPods are really great. You may have noticed that I said $100, and that's because when the new ones get released, that means that in some other places you will be able to find the AirPods for a significantly lower price, which is a great thing and many people will definitely be excited about it. Of course, now comes the question if you should buy them used or buy a brand new pair. Of course, everybody loves brand new products, unboxing them, and the experience is just really great. It also makes sense to buy a used iPhone or some other product because if the product is working well and it's not like completely destroyed, then it really pays off to buy a used pair of earphones or some used Apple product. But with the AirPods, you have to pay attention to the hygiene, and many people may be against this because, you know, you put them into your ears and it's not really that good idea to use something after other person. So think about it, just make up your decision about it. But in case you don't really mind it, I wouldn't really be against buying used AirPods, especially when the price is gonna be a lot better. But still, the best thing about the AirPods, whether we're talking about the first or second generation, is the way they work. You open up the box, you are instantly connected to your Apple device, you put them in your ear, you hear the specific sound, meaning that you are connected, you can instantly play music and use the gesture control to control it, which means that you double tap one AirPod and some action is gonna happen. Actions can be set up in the settings of the AirPods, which means that you can choose what happens if you double tap the left AirPod. I choose it to be and go to the previous track, and when I double tap the right one, I'm gonna go to the next track or to the next song, which is a great thing and a lot better than simply using Siri on both of the AirPods. You also have the option to use the microphone, which is built into the AirPods, which means that you can also make phone calls with this and you won't have a problem. Of course, you can choose which microphone is going to be used, because then it's going to be automatically chosen which AirPod is used as the microphone and not always the left or the right one, which is a lot more comfortable because one time the right AirPod can hear you better than the other, and that means that it's going to be automatically chosen. And if this is your first time here, then think about subscribing. If you like what you see, click the like button, click the subscribe button, make sure you don't miss anything important in the future. What is the bottom line now? Should you buy the AirPods first generation or pay a bit more and go for the second? Like I said already in this video, in case you really care about the wireless charging and the Hey Siri feature, then pay a little bit more and go for the second gen. But other than that, you're not gonna lose anything important, anything that you would be really regretting later on. If you don't care about that stuff too much, go ahead and buy the first gen of the AirPods. You're gonna get them for a lot better price. On the Apple's website, it's not possible to buy them since they have removed them and replaced them with the second gen, so you have to look for another source or another way or another place where you can buy them. So think about it, find the place where they get really good price on these and definitely buy them. You're gonna be really satisfied with the experience. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below which AirPods you are using or which ones you are going to get. If you enjoyed this one, hit the thumbs up to let me know that you liked it. For more content like this in the future, click the subscribe button, make sure you click on the bell next to it and you will never miss anything important. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.